and stuff like that. Randy Moss is a guy that you can emulate, Bonte, when it comes to balancing that lifestyle.
The Randy ratio.
Yeah, the Randy
Bonte's
ratio.
asking for the Brandon Aiyuk ratio.
Hey, we're going to need the Brandon Aiyuk ratio. But look, we got to understand something here. Wide receivers don't control whether or not they catch the ball or whether a pass is thrown to them. They control whether they catch the ball. They either drop it or catch it, right? But they don't control whether or not the quarterback throws the football to them. They don't control whether or not they even get a look. They don't control any of that stuff. So Randy Moss broke it down very well at the beginning of the receiver doc, and here it is.
It's always funny when people say a receiver has one job, catch the ball, when catching the ball is mostly out of our hands. The play call, the protection, the quarterback looking our way. So many things we have no control over have to go right just for the chance to do our job. No matter how much you train, study, and practice, when the ball is snapped, you can leave the defender in the dust, run the perfect route, and have absolutely nothing to show for it. Catch the ball? Congrats, you're now a moving target. Drop the ball? Sorry, you'll never hear the end of it. They call us divas, despite our decoy routes. They call us distractions, despite all the damn blocking we do. But no one seems to recognize the one thing we actually are. Always open.
Always open. So that was the opening monologue in the receiver doc where he told Peyton Manning, move aside here. And Randy Moss setting the tone there as you got Justin Jefferson, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel. Who's the other two receivers? Oh, Devontae Adams and Amon-Ra St. Brown. So Brandon Aiyuk's probably thinking, throw me the ball and I'll make some things happen.
You can't be serious here, right? Like the guy caught a pass for a 20-yard gain and then immediately like, yep, take me out of the game.
That's
like,
what Randy Moss is talking about right there.
What?
He catches a pass for 20 yards and you still knocking the guy.
We're chasing multiple touchdowns and we're down bodies and you finally make a play and yes, stay on the field. No, I don't think that's too much to
Maybe he ran
ask.
5 straight routes. You know, I saw DJ Moore.
He did not run 5 straight routes.
Listen, listen. I saw DJ Moore in Houston on the final drive run a deep route. It was underthrown or whatever the case may be. And it became a third down, and DJ Moore walked off the field.
Okay.
He needed a blow. Guys need blows.
So this is what happened. Shotgun sack. This is the first possession of that.
I know exactly what happened.
Second play. Aiyuk dime. Yep. He asks to be called out of the game. And Kittle gets announced. I have this in my notes. Kittle's announced he's on a cart with an IV. Second play of the drive. Right. After they sat on the field on the sideline for quite some time. Because remember, Purdy threw an interception.
Maybe he need to fix his socks. Maybe he need to fix his helmet.
I'm just saying. Look, his body language hasn't been great. Right. I'm not here to crush him. We expect more. He's going to get better as time goes on.
Let's ask Aiyuk. Hey, Aiyuk, why'd you leave the game after a 20-yard catch? I see receivers all the time, whether it's a third down to some of these guys coming out the game.
Well, they're going to ask a lot from him moving forward. He's going to have to get up to speed with no Deebo Samuel, with no CMC. You know, I believe they're going to need to want him to produce more. And so we haven't really had those games where he's had 10, 11, 12 catches in a game. I think we're absolutely going to need that from him. And, you know, there's a grace period of coming back, and some have a little more leniency than others. But, you know, when you lose a game, all these things come up for criticism. You know, the play of the left tackle, you know, the play calling of the head coach, the wide receivers across the board, the quarterback play. All these things are going to get critiqued. But I think if they want to win games moving forward, especially against a Rams team that's as depleted, if not depleted, as you are, then you're going to need more Brandon Aiyuk, more George Kittle. They're going to need more Jordan Mason.
Well, the opening monologue for Randy Moss is basically telling everybody, like, look, man, you guys don't appreciate fully what a wide receiver do. All you do is look at the box score, look at targets and catches and yards and saying, well, it's not good enough here. And basically, we don't know if they're open. We don't know if they're the primary receiver. We don't know if they're the secondary receiver. We don't know if Brock is even seeing it. So the quarterback controls most of this, right? That's why this is our Brock. Brock, he's got to play better and read it better. And he's got to take these checkdowns, which will loosen up the defense a little bit more. Minnesota was dropping everybody thinking, okay, I dare you to throw it to Jordan Mason. I dare you to throw it to Jordan Mason, while they were blitzing 5 and 6 guys at a time. Checkdowns got to be there. You got to hit those. So, but when it comes to Brandon Aiyuk, in these next few weeks without Deebo Samuel, It is imperative to get Brandon Aiyuk going, and it's imperative for Brandon Aiyuk to take advantage of the situation and ball the hell out. He could quiet all the noise from all the offseason with some big-time performances over the next few weeks against the Rams, the Patriots, and the Arizona Cardinals, who will be coming to Levi's in 3 weeks.
Well, and he needs another guy on the opposite side to make enough plays to honor the defense because, he could get double and triple teamed to your point. Because think about it from the Rams' perspective. What are you thinking? You're thinking, well, we can't let Aiyuk beat us. So we're going to try to bracket him and triple him, and we're going to take away Brandon Aiyuk as best we possibly can. And so now it's incumbent on Kittle to step up, Juwan Jennings to step up, Cowings to balance things out a little for this offense. So I'm with you. Like he's going to have to make plays. They're going to have to go his way, but also you're going to need some contributions from a Chris Conley. I keep asking for Cowings. Maybe it's asking too much from the rookie. I feel like Pearsall, it's going to take time. We're not there yet. Jennings makes plays, but they're going to need him to do more. It's one thing to be the number 3. It's another thing when you're asked to be the number 2. And so I think all these other guys are going to have to step up as well. The best 49er offense is when it's balanced.
Yeah, no, they're not balanced right now. But Herb Edwards, the coach, former coach of the Jets, Kansas City Chiefs, Arizona State, Coach Brandon Aiyuk, he told us a few weeks ago. He told us what time it was going to be when Brandon Aiyuk signed that new deal with the San Francisco 49ers. His coach on how long it's going to take for Aiyuk to get ready to roll.
2 weeks is probably, good for him. I mean, because as much as he's been working out on his own, he hasn't been practicing with the team. And that's a whole entirely different transition. And I know that with dealing with players that have sat out, you got to bring him along slow. And he plays wide receiver. So Brandon, he'll be all excited about playing. You got to slow him down a little bit and say, look, we got to get you ready to play. We don't want you to pull a hamstring. That's the worst thing that could happen to him. Having him back in the offense obviously helps tremendously. I think they're going to have to bring him along slow because he's missed a lot of days in practice. He'll be ready to play, but you got to monitor his reps because of the fact that he's not in football shape. And that's just what it is.
So Herm told us a few weeks ago it would take him about 2 weeks to get ready to roll. Last week was week number 2 against the Minnesota Vikings. So we should have foreseen the struggles of Brandon Aiyuk, but I don't even know if he's struggling. I don't know what he's struggling at. I can't wait to talk to Baldy to see how Brandon Aiyuk looks. But I did watch that first play of the game over, and he got jammed at the line of scrimmage, and I didn't see him fighting it off as much, as well as I thought he could.
Okay. Well, I feel like this has more to do with protection and the scheme they're going up against than it does any individual wide receiver or quarterback. Like right now, I'm looking at the protection from the Niners, right? And the pressure versus just the Vikings, and this is via PFF. Colt McKivitz, 6 pressures. Trent Williams, 4 pressures and a sack. Dominic Pooney, 3. Aaron Banks, 2. Jake Brendel, 2. And Banks also gave up a sack. Like, not good, And then you look at the average time for Brock Purdy when he is sacked is almost 6 full seconds. Mm-hmm. So that tells me he's moving around back there. He's holding on to the ball, and on the back end, it feels like they're clustering things up and they're dropping a lot of people. So there's a combination of things happening here. One of the things that I think Brock and Kyle do such a great job of is process quickly, get rid of the ball quickly. And I think they need to get back to that. And it feels like the Brian Flores' game plan was let's drop guys back and let's disguise pre-snap, and then post-snap, we're going to turn it into something entirely different. And it really befuddled them.
That last drive, 23-14, you mentioned an Aiyuk left after the second play?
It was
earlier in the game, right?
Yeah, it was earlier in the game. This was third quarter, shotgun, 6:35 to go. They finally got him a second target. It was a shotgun sack that Pat Jones came blitzing it on the side, and they couldn't even hit his back foot. The second play was 2nd and 17, and he threw an absolute dime to Brandon Aiyuk. It was a really beautiful play.
22 yards right there.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Deebo the next play, -1 yard.
And then they called a timeout.
Yep. So, look, man, he played. I watched him. I watched the final drive over. He was playing in that. He didn't get any targets really on that final drive. They were going over the middle of the field, and I don't know, man. The rapport obviously is not quite there yet with Brock Purdy and Brandon Aiyuk to start the season. They're about to ramp that up. This is a big week for those two right there. Let's go to